ROTFDirect.com.
What's up, guys? It's Charles here with Rocket Puncher. I'm going to do a review. Today we have a special review here. This is coming to us from TFDirect.com. They were nice enough to send a sample of this Megatron. As you may know, this is the Leader Class ROTF, Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, right? Except this is a KO, all right? I wish I had the original to compare to, but I think it's good enough on its own to really deserve its own review. But it would have been nice to do a comparison. But be that as it may, here he is, and he is awesome. The first thing I notice is just like the heft, and you can see there's batteries in this bad boy to get those light effects and sound effects. Again, it's a KO, and this is beautifully done. The plastics are absolutely top-notch. I remember there used to be a time where KOs were known for their crappy quality, and this is not one of those cases. I would have shown you guys the boxes. It's a standard, knockoff ROTF box, except, to save on shipping and, really just, help me out with the review. They sent it without the box. But it's nothing to write home about. It's just a standard, box that's made to look like the original. Again, there's nothing really, I can say more except, believe me, the plastics are really, really good on this. As a matter of fact, if you just showed this to me, I would think this is an original. There's nothing KO about this to me. But I'm sure if we did a comparison, we would find slight differences, and I'm talking really microscopic kind of differences. But it's definitely not from the same mold as the original. Whether it's from the same factory, same people doing the tooling, I don't know. But anyway, so here he is. You guys may or may not be familiar with this. It's not a new, version of Megatron. It's been around for a while. However, to me, this is new, this KO. So we'll be going over a couple of things. First is obviously just taking a look. I've been spinning them around for the past couple minutes here while I'm talking. It seems pretty sturdy. It's got the, well, as a matter of fact, why don't we just do the articulation. If we take a look here, and I'm sorry about the sound effects. I don't know if I just have them transformed wrong, but the sound effects keep going off. We have the head here, which moves back and forth, not up and down, because it's part of this gimmick here, where if you push this down on his chest, you're going to hear him say who he is, all right? So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so he pretty much yells out, "I am Megatron." A little light feature going on. So that's as far as the head goes. We have the arms here, which are just, friction fit here. We got the little elbow and the little creepy hands, which actually there's still a little plastic rubber band on here. I'll get rid of that in just a moment. We have this other arm, which has very nice ratchets. Okay, there's no elbow due to all the gimmickry going on in his arm. As far as a waist, there is none, all right, due to the design of this, and I'm sure the little mech alive or whatever you call that in there going on. You get ratchets for the legs going forward and back. We also get knee ratchets, and listen to those ratchets, they're really strong. Okay, and we do have a swivel here. Even the swivel has some ratcheting. Even the legs going out this way has ratcheting. We get down to the feet, there's really not much going on with the feet here, just a little bit of toe action. You can also do it this way. All right, and I think the reason they put these little toes here is just to make it look like he has feet, but really I think it's supposed to just look like that, but it kind of looks a little strange to me. But it's cool that you get the option to do both. It does come with this instruction booklet. The only thing I had to attach to him is the little missile here. And as far as the missile goes, not much going on. If we go ahead and press the gimmick here, where is it? It's pretty horrible because it doesn't even shoot far at all. It looks like if I hold down the trigger, it goes a little further and there's more tension, but it just won't grab at that point. So it's pretty much a miserable fail for the missile there. It's a good thing they worked it in there, but if it's not going to do its job correctly, then what's the point, right? But it is there. So the instruction booklet, you'll see, doesn't say Transformers anywhere, but it is the same kind of paper. It's done really nice on like magazine cover type paper. All right, so obviously no Transformer logos or anything like that. However, the Decepticon is on the figure itself, the faction logo. And the instructions is pretty clear. I'm sure they're just a copy of the Hasbro ones. The back here even tells you how to install the batteries. All right, so you got that. The arm here, this thing can come out and serve as like a shield, and it actually clips to this part here. So we'll go ahead and clip that on there, and you can also pull out this part to create the sword on his arm. And due to the ratcheting feature, the arm will hold pretty well. All right. Now, a second part of this review, and I should have mentioned it earlier when I first started the review, but if you follow my Facebook, you probably already know, we are going to be attaching this right here, and the figure is freaking out right now. It's probably adjusted in a way that the button is being pressed the whole time. Anyway, so we're going to be doing a little addition here to the review, which is the PJ-01 Evil Bloodblade. Decepticon Evil Bloodblade. So they actually put Decepticon there. There's no Decepticon faction logos that I can see anywhere on here, but they did use the word Decepticon. And on the back here, it's you'll see it's Asia TF Dream Factory. All right. So this is pretty much this edition of this arm. All right. So we're going to be taking a look at that. All right. So I'll just pull it out of the box here, and it also seems to be very handsomely made. Wow, this clamshell is actually really thick and sturdy. I don't even get original releases with clamshells this thick. Alright, so let's pull this piece out here and take a look. Very sharp. You want to be careful with this if you're giving this to a kid. However, I highly doubt kids are really... Or, who knows? Who knows? I'm sure there's kids out there poking their eyes out right now with this stuff. But please be careful. This is very sharp things here. Alright, this does give you the elbow, which is a big improvement over the standard one. Alright, and then this is nicely sized, and then you get this bit here, the bigger weird hand thing, action thing, which looks like a little spider claw. And look at that, very individually articulated fingers. Alright, and then you also get the missile piece here, where the missile goes in there. Right? So we're going to go ahead and attach that and take a look at what that looks like. Now luckily, so far I have not needed any tools for this. You literally just detach the backpack here and just pop it out, just like that. There's a little tab here that just gets popped out of the side, and then we're going to go ahead and pop the tab back in from the new arm. Alright, so go ahead and do that, just pop it right in like so. Bring the backpack back down. Make sure this little ring goes over that black piece there. Allows you to fold the arm over. Alright, so now we got the new arm. So look at the way this looks, this arm here. You finally got the elbow going on, right? And it really does improve the look of the figure, to be quite honest. Let's go ahead and compare it to the original. Alright, the original, I guess it's not too bad. It's got a lot of detail going on, but really no elbow. And it's kind of on the safe side as far as the points here, but this is like, you know, no holds barred. Let's just make this very dangerous, especially these spikes up here. This ripped a bit of skin off of me right there. Yeah, so this, you'll see it's got this little movement here, and I can't help but think that this gives Megatron like a lobster look, right? Almost like those lobsters that they get their claw bit off or chewed off, and then they start growing the little one. That's pretty much what this looks like. And then you got the regular claw on the other side. The arm also, the shoulder now has a little bit more sculpting going on in the top here. It's got some of that Cybertron writing right here, and then it also gives you the ratchets. Listen to those ratchets; they're so beautiful. And of course, the ratchets going forward, which trigger the noises on Megatron here. So if we get to the side here. And I'm sorry about those noises that the Megatron's making. Apparently that seems to be an issue with this one. But you got this little button right here. If we push that in, it's very small. We get an insanely bright LED. Check that out. It's insanely bright. It really, carries really far. But I think that's an excellent gimmick to have on here. It's going to look especially great in tank mode. Also, you can attach this piece here to make it a little more similar to how the other one was right here, this piece here. And it kind of does, not necessarily dim the light, but it kind of just narrows it into a, smaller area as opposed to this where it goes everywhere. And it's kind of cool the way it glows even in the plastic, like the gray plastic. You see that? Because the plastic, I guess, is a little more see-through in that spot, maybe a little thinner, but it definitely gives it a really nice look. And let's go ahead and shut this off for a moment. And you can actually remove this part here, and you've got to be really careful. See where you hold it? See those spikes? They're ready to just impale you. So you got to be a bit careful. And this is like really hard to do. Sorry guys, I had to do that off camera, but you'll see it comes right off. It's got to split right in those little tabs here, I guess, to give it a little bit of compression while you pull it out. And the other arm is done exactly the same way. We'll go ahead and attach that. Again, be careful. Oh, you You see that? Look at that. I just said be careful, and there I go and get myself bloodied up. So give me just a moment to, you know, I guess take that, blah, 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 blah. Now I have expected the plastic sharp thingy there to have folded or bent or damaged, but apparently that plastic is insane. I'm going to use a Band-Aid here. Look at this. We got a Stormtrooper Band-Aid. Woo! So I'm going to put that on and continue the review. So again, let this be a lesson to you guys. Let me do the review and get impaled so that way you guys can avoid it. So what I'm going to do actually is remove this, which I probably should have done. You'll see that the spike there is still perfect. And if it wasn't for this stupid thing ratcheting. Alright, so I'm going to be careful this time around. And jeez, ooh. Alright, that took quite a bit of force there, but as you can see I got it on there. And yeah, what's good about this is you get the elbow action ratcheted also. So let's go ahead and put this on and continue. Alright, so now we got the two little arms here. This one's just slightly bigger. We can see the little claws here. And this whole area can spin around depending on where you want to put it. And you just got to be careful with the fingers. They are not pinned. They do have little tabs, so you want to be careful which way you turn them, but you can see it tabs right back in. No issues there. Very, very nice. Although I will potentially, I guess, just leave this on if I ever care to display it at some point. I prefer to have this over the regular Hasbro one. Alright, even though this one's not too bad, like I said, but definitely like the look of this claw one a lot better. So let's go ahead and get him into tank mode and check it out. So here is Megatron in his standard tank mode. Okay, this is without the you know, evil blood blade, but just so you can take a look. The only thing I've done that's a little bit different is I've left the arm out the back here. It's actually supposed to wrap around the center to the side. I've decided to do that that way so I can show you the add-on here, which doesn't allow the use of the arm to wrap around. So we're going to go ahead and attach this. It's rather easy. If you haven't already had it on there, you can just pop that off. Again, get this ring here, and again, be very careful not to bloody yourself. That snaps right in. And the claws, which were once, you know, this back one was over here and this bottom one here, would spin around after you extend this claw piece here. And what's cool is once it's in this tank mode, you do retain the, you know, the ratchets and the turret here, all right, which is pretty cool. And of course the LED feature, which where the hell is it now? Here's a button. Push that in. Very tiny. Look at that. Pretty cool. I'm actually quite impressed. I know in the past I've always said that I'm not really big into the whole movie figure thing, but you know, they are quite impressive. It seems they put a lot of attention. You know, obviously the KOs are copying the originals, but the originals, they do put a lot of attention into them. You know, sometimes even more detailed and better built than some of the more expensive figures out there. But yeah, so that's it, guys. This is the KO Megatron ROTF. You can pick this up at tfdirect.com along with the Evil Blood Blade if you like what you see. There's also a code in the description if you want to save a couple bucks. And yeah, so stay tuned. I have another you know, movie figure review, another leader class. He's all black and he's awesome. And that's it. Questions, comments, leave them below. Till next time, bye-bye.